trained many great martial artists. Pete Cunningham, Richard Norton, celebrities like, I think, David Lee Roth.
Sure.
You mentioned John Cusack.
Sure.
Tell me about Nadine Champion.
You know, when I got here and I started Aikido-kan, and with Glenn Coxon to where I started introducing, and she was young, but she had a hunger. And there's only, you know, there was a handful that gravitate to my type of warfare. I have aggressive soul, an aggressive soul, but I have a kind soul. I have a soft, you know, and so in that I'm aggressive, but at the same time there's, you know, calmness in that. And so when I started working, okay, and Nadine started learning Aikido-kan, she started learning a way of life and how I perceived it and why I created Aikido-kan. And in that, it brought a lot of different things of emotions. And it got to the point where she was hungry. She wanted to know. And sometimes when you want to know, sometimes you, okay, tell me, and you asking all these questions and you're right there. Tell me, show me what, you know. And in that I said, wow, that's hunger. That's a lot of hunger. That's, you know, and there was a handful in there that wanted that, and the rest of them were okay just getting through it. So as that came, I realized that, you know what, when I see a diamond in the rough, she was a diamond, and I saw that she couldn't see her own shine. And I said, you know what, I'm going to sculpture this diamond that not only she can see it, but everybody can see the power that she possesses within her, that she actually came in this world with. And, you know, it was always forget what you know, remember what you forgot. What you know is what you've been taught and programmed. What you've forgotten is your brilliance. And I came here to teach her to remember her brilliance of who she is.
Very cool.
And it was a very roller coaster ride of emotions.
How was it for you meeting Benny? Tell us about that briefly, how you met Benny for the first time.
I never forget, I saw him, we were all warming up in the gym and waiting for him, and he walked in the door, and my breath caught in my chest. I was like, oh, there he is, because I'd heard so many stories about him and seen pictures when I was a little kid, and I didn't know what to expect. So I was looking forward to meeting him, but I'd never met anyone like him when he walked into the room, because he had a presence and an energy about him that I wasn't expecting. And I had a little tear in my eye, and I was like, why am I crying? Like, it's...
Wow.
Because I've been around, like you, I've been around a lot of celebrities and things before, and it doesn't faze me, you know, like people are just people. But with him, I went, I've never felt that energy before.
I feel it a little bit.
Yeah,
I really do. I'm not going to lie, it's awesome. Yeah.
You can feel it, and it's rare that you meet somebody who has something that's special about them, who doesn't broadcast it to everybody.
Yeah.
He just is who he is because he knows who he is. He's tested it.
It's a rare quality.
It's a rare thing.
Yeah.
And I looked at that, and I was very young. I didn't know who I was yet.
How old were you at the time?
I was, I think I just turned 21.
Okay.
I was little, you know. So I saw that, and when I spoke to him, the first thing he ever said to me was, no, hello, nice to meet you, how are you, young lady? The first thing he ever said to me was, do you feel fear? And I went, you know, and I said, yeah, everybody does. And he shook his head and he said, no, they don't. And that was a way, he threw me off guard and got me off balance and kept me there for about 10 years. You know.
Tell me what you mean there, like with what's fear to you?
First of all, fear is what we hide under the bed in the closet that we want nobody to see, because we were taught crying was weak. We were taught don't show fear. Okay? Don't show, you know, don't show these emotions because they'll take advantage of you. And the fear of those that we've been taught came out to being judged, being a failure, not being able to stand up to your, to be able to disappoint you. And so all these other emotions start coming up. And that was the art of war. That's what that Thai did to me in the early 70s, that I wanted to know, what did he do? What did he do to bring up this emotion that I thought I was back in the streets again and going? I said, and that's what made me so curious of the art of war. It wasn't just a physical thing. My mind started tripping on me, and then my body started taking different reaction, and I couldn't understand it. So in that was been my journey about, I want to understand that, because to me that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And so when I came here to introduce, that's what I was saying with Nadine. And I said, not everybody's ready for it, and not everybody has the courage for it. But I saw it in her.
Very cool.
I saw it in her. I saw that shine in her that nobody else can see at the time. And I said, you know what? I'm going to mirror your truth. And when I said, do you fear yourself? I said, let me ask you in a different way. Do you fear of your anger? Do you fear disappointing? Do you fear not having control? Do you and the hard part was she was able to, this was not about a confession, it was about her being able to say yes. When she was able to say it, I said, that's powerful. I said,
Acknowledgement of it.
I said, that's power. Even though at the time she's like, I'm not sure what you're saying, I'm not, but it tapped in. And she really knew, even though it's like, I'm not sure what you're saying, what you mean. But when I tapped into the emotion, I said, you will be the one I'm going to sculpture, and we're going to go, because I see that you have it in you. Awesome. I can push you. And tears came out, this and that, and I said, you know what? Cry. That's okay. It's there's no weakness in crying. You're expressing what you're feeling because things are coming up, and I'm stirring things up in you. I said, that's your Kidokan.
Beautiful.
That's your Kidokan.
Yeah.
I said, it's not about teaching you a kick and punch and this and that. She started to realize, wow, why am I feeling this? And I said, that's your course. That's your journey. If you're up for it and you have the courage for it, I'll take you.
Cool.
But if you're not, back away.
I want to ask you guys, and feel free to both jump in on this. I'm very big into positive role models and sort of mentorships, protege type things, and I think you guys are a perfect example of a positive mentor and I guess a great protege. How important do you think positive role models and mentors are?
Just remember one thing. The mind needs three things. The mind needs focus on what it wants so the soul can manifest it. The mind needs a hero that you may see that hero and take the better things from that hero and make it yours. The mind needs mantras that you say to yourself, that you create this chemical to give you results that you're looking for. The hero, we get a chance to hear it, see it, and watch it. That's why we need heroes in this life. We look for heroes that we may follow and take the better things. And you ever walk around some place and there's someone you stop and you say, did you hear what he said? Did you hear what she said? And everybody's saying, yeah, but it only made sense to you. It hit you home base to you, but everybody else say, huh? Yeah, we all heard it, but it meant nothing to us, but to you it did. Why? Because it hit home base to you. That's why it's important that we do have heroes. We find heroes in that. What do you think about that?
The thing that I find I ask people all the time the same question: do you have a teacher? Do you have a sensei? Do you have someone you respect who guides you in your life? And I find so many people are hungry for that, and they wish they had that, but they don't know how to find it. And what Sensei just said about when you hear something that makes sense to you, I think that happens a lot in life. You hear something that resonates, but the difference is whether or not you chase after it. And I think I was at an age where I wasn't cool enough to care about chasing after him and saying, can you say that again? Can I write that down? But I think we get these opportunities to connect with people, and we don't necessarily literally put our hand up and say, will you teach me? Will you guide me? Will you be my mentor? Because we're afraid of being rejected.
Yeah.
Or we're afraid we won't look cool if we say, I really like what you said, will you tell me some more things tomorrow? But if you have the courage to put yourself out there a little bit and ask, sometimes you get way more than you bargained for. 20 years worth of more than I could have possibly
It's pretty cool.
imagined, but I knew what it was worth when I saw it and I chased it.
How long does it take to do it? Because when it takes to make up your mind to do it, what would you say? To make up your mind to do something that you're so afraid of?
10 seconds.
And that falls in with the 10 seconds of courage. Yeah.
That's what it really takes.
Yeah.
It really takes, because again, your mind has to know, I'm going to do it regardless. And in that, there's a journey in it. It does change your life. It's life changing. And so what we do on that's internal training. Internal training is about that. It's about turning yourself inside out, looking at yourself. Truly. But it's hard to do that. Some people say, lie to me. I can handle that much better than the truth. Tell me the lie. Don't tell me the truth. And so,
what's that saying? Sometimes it's what pisses you off. Is it not what I said, or is it the fact that what I said is true?
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
It's the hardest thing, to tell the truth and hear the truth.
Thank you so much, both of you. Two people I truly respect. And the messages that you both tell and impart onto other people, and that's a big reason why I wanted to sit with you guys today and have a very cool, very interesting conversation. So I thank you very much. I'm very humbled and honoured.